My name's Don. I'm here, I'm the sous chef here at Open Bottle Bistro, and I'm here to tell you about how to make our chocolate mousse. You need 3 ingredients and just a couple other things to just help enhance it. You need your pound of chocolate, you need a pound of egg whites, and a quart of whipped cream. The first thing you do is, because it takes the longest to do, is you get some hot water on and you put the chocolate in what you call a double broiler. You put a little bit of hot water into the pot, place your container of chocolate on top of it, and wait for it to melt. You don't want to stir it around too much, just because it'll do stuff to the chocolate and it'll bring you a product that you really are not going to be happy with. While that's going on, you go get your pint of egg whites and you put it in the blender or put it in the mixer, and you make sure it's on high speed. Now what happens is, as it blends, all it's doing is incorporating air into the egg whites. When your egg whites are about 80% of those firm peaks that you're looking for, so as you can see, it's looking pretty firm and pretty fortified, you add your sugar. That helps fortify the chocolate mousse and also acts as a slight preservative. As soon as that's done, you put your quart of cream in. This one you do not want to walk away from. What will happen is, if it overwhips for at least even 5 seconds, it'll turn into straight butter, and you have to throw out your quart of cream, and nobody likes that. Once you're ready to mix, you get your 1 egg yolk. Some use butter, but you just need some kind of fat to help enrich the chocolate and make sure it stays all together. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is make sure the egg yolk is mixed all in there. Next thing I do is grab a little bit of the egg whites at a time. Now you don't want to use your whisk for the entire thing, because, as I said before, you incorporate air into the egg whites. But if you're too rough with them and disrupt it a little bit too much, you're going to release that air. And it's going to start going flat. It's going to turn into just an undesirable product that you really do not want to be using. So one more with the whisk, and then I'm getting rid of the whisk altogether. The rest of the way on, you're going to want to use a nice plastic spatula. Now, as you're mixing it in, you don't want to mix it as much as you want to fold it in, where you just kind of gently knead it together and incorporate it so all the white spots disappear, all the dark chocolate spots are mixed out of there, and so it's just one consistent color. Last but not least, put in half your cream at a time. You don't want to overextend and put in a little bit too much that you can't consistently mix it up. Whatever is easier for you. I prefer 50% of the time. You just start breaking it up, give it a nice little mix, and then once again, just fold it. And now that we see it's all come together, one consistent blend of all 3 ingredients, you know you got your chocolate mousse right when you can lift it up and then it's light, it's fluffy, it's not dense, it's everything that a nice dainty dessert should be. Chocolate mousse after you're done with this, the next procedure would be you wrap this tight with cling wrap. You let it set in your fridge for 45 minutes to an hour, and then you serve. You know, you can serve it a number of different ways, with a raspberry coulis, with some cookies. You can just serve it straight with a couple chocolate chips and mint, or you can go, even if depending on how creative you're feeling, if you have a chocolate cake, or if you have a good chocolate cake recipe, put this in the middle, freeze it, and then when you set it out, you have a chocolate mousse cake. There's a bunch of different recipes, a bunch of different ways to do this. It just all depends, all comes down to what you want and what you want to do with it. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and feel free to stop on by. I'll have some chocolate mousse ready for you. Take it easy.